Oh, oh, is that for me or for my gown? That's drop dead gorgeous. Okay. You know, Eddie's 74 years old. Wow. Yeah. Still too young to run for president, but impressive. I fell in love with our next presenter when she was Rebecca Washington on The Practice. I was blown away with her performance to see that from Beloved, and as far as I'm concerned, she is a better Condoleezza Rice than Condoleezza Rice. Whether she appears in films, TV, or on the stage, this actress is the personification of talent itself. Please help me welcome the wonderful Lisa Gay Hamilton.
1, 2.
My dearest Kate, when we first met by phone, I didn't really know your stature as an editor in your field. I didn't even know what an ACE Award was. All I knew was that you came highly recommended by a mutual friend, that you were big time, and that you were the first and only editor I met. Well, lucky and naive me, I hit jackpot. Boy, did I pitch hard on that call. You listened patiently as I excitedly told you about Bea Richards, all that she was and how she had changed my life, and in ways I couldn't fully articulate. Most importantly, the world needed to hear Bea speak, and you finally asked me if I had any scenes, and I said, well, we have a scene of her moving out of her house, but the rest is all Bea with an oxygen tank. And there was a long pause, and then a sigh, and you said, well, kindly, you said, well, I'll take a look at some of your footage. I'm very busy, and I'm working on something right now. Well, after that phone call, I said out loud, go get her, Bea. And like anyone who knew Bea, I knew that once you saw the footage, it would resonate with you, it would hit you in your gut, and Bea did just that. Thank you, Kate, for immediately seeing and feeling in your gut how powerful Bea was as a Black woman, a poet, a director, an actress, a playwright, and an activist. So began our amazing journey with me fresh off the boat into the land of editing. Once you said editing a documentary, you are given a real trust, and you should not violate that trust. From the moment we watched all 70 hours of footage until we locked, I always trusted you. In hindsight, I realize now that you knew Bea's world before you heard her name or watched a minute of her footage. You came to this work not as a film geek, but as a radical feminist, committed to changing the world. You studied humanities at Berkeley and San Francisco State, hotbeds of radical politics during an incredible radical time, joined the women's movement, and taught feminist studies, classes to young college students, which such things were considered dangerous. And when you discovered the power of documentary film, you watched with a feminist eye. And no wonder you were drawn to Woman House of Film by Johanna Dimitrakis. And no wonder, yes. No wonder Woman of Iron was the first documentary you worked on. I didn't know any of this when we met because you never toot your own horn. And this is how you approach your work, free of ego, committed to truth, accountable to film's subject and to the filmmakers, and always making sure audiences leave the screen empowered. In other words, you bring to your craft feminist ethics as well as feminist aesthetics. Your political and social vision revealed things about Bea I couldn't see myself. Now, certainly I can't speak for all 40-plus directors you have worked with in your illustrious career, but I bet they feel the same way about you as I do. I love you, honor and admire you. Your life's work is a testament not only to your artistry, but to your unwavering love and hope for humanity. You are a brilliant editor. I cannot think of anyone more deserving of an Ace Eddie Lifetime Achievement Award. Given your immense body of work, one might say that the award is overdue. But knowing that you continue to do your magic in editing room, getting better with every project, one might say the award is premature. I say it is like every cut you've ever made. It's right on time. Congratulations, Kate.
Y ustedes volaron, muchachos.
Politically, socially, we have a moment of intolerance, unrest. The art, the music, the culture, it heals the soul of the people.
My life would have been very different if I had not gone in that confession. He was a pedophile and he was sexually abusing me. I had no idea that this was abusive. I felt that it was a man of faith who was helping me become a good person. Every time it was over, I thought, well, maybe this time God forgave me.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. I kept saying that to myself because I couldn't think of anything else, because nothing like this had ever happened before.
My brother told me there is a place on the world named Eretz Yisrael. This is our old homeland. This is the place where they don't kill the Jews. So if you survive, tell anybody that they have to take you to Israel.
First boatload from Nazi Germany, vanguard of an army of helpless children, uprooted from their homeland in a modern exodus.
I've come to a conclusion about myself. I was meant to survive. When I look at my children, and my grandchildren, I know there was a purpose to my life.
2 years ago, I'd signed a contract with Simon & Schuster to write this book. I had become increasingly concerned about what's going on in Palestine. There had been a single day of peace talks in the Holy Land in 6 years. Not many people know it or care. I care.
People like Carter are getting older and they're being more aggressive. They don't want to exit this kind of world that seems so foreign and so far away from what their labor was all about.
I never knew this world could be so mean.
They said, the white supremacists said, that you were better than me. That your fair brow should never know the sweat of slavery. They lied. White womanhood, too, is enslaved. The difference is degree.
Hoover was convinced that Bia was planning to overthrow the government by reading her poetry.
They come running. What has happened? They said this woman read a poem. He did what? She read a poem.
I'm a woman who speaks in a voice, and I must be heard.
The women's movement was just starting, and of course it's speaking to everything I'm feeling.
The women were all starting to group together and do caucuses.
We wanted to win our body. We wanted to win the right to our voice. We wanted to win.
Good morning. My name's Jeff Cirillo. This is Paul, Chris, and Sandy. And we're all Americans who simply want to get married.
Everybody on that case had a sense that what was important was the mission.
Such an emotional.
I know.
We won.
Here we go to celebrate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kate AMEND.
Oh, God. Hello, gorgeous. Thank you, Lisa Gay.
working with you is still one of my fondest memories. And our film, Be a Black Woman Speaks, holds a special place in my heart. I loved working with you, and whenever I need cheering up, I watch our film again. Thank you. And thanks to Shannon Weiss for that amazing tribute reel. Wow. The first time when she sent it to me, I cried, and I'm crying now. This is all so overwhelming. Thank you to my colleagues in ACE who have given me this incredible award. It means so much to me, and I'm really deeply honored and overwhelmed. And also to be in such esteemed company. Congrats, Walter, Steve, and John. I'm so grateful that I have been able to spend my life working as an editor. It's an art form that has given me so much. As a kid, I always wanted to be creative. I played violin in the school orchestra, took piano lessons, drama lessons, tried singing, worked on the school newspaper, and in college, I majored in arts and humanities, but I never landed on a career path. So when I graduated from Cal Berkeley and looked for work, the only question was, how fast can you type? So I eventually got a master's in humanities, but the only thing you can do with that is teach humanities. So I became a college teacher in the Bay Area. But thankfully, the women's movement happened, and feminism did change my life, as did documentary films. I loved watching them. And at that time, many women filmmakers were emerging, and I decided that's what I want to do. That's how I want to tell stories. And so I started taking film classes at the college where I was teaching. And all my student films definitely had a feminist point of view. But there was that moment in the middle of the night when I'd been editing for hours, when I just thought, I love doing this. And I didn't even know there was a career in editing at that point. But I knew that I loved sitting there, putting shots together. But I will forever be indebted to Johanna Dimitrakis. Her film, Woman House, inspired me to want to work with her and with the artist Judy Chicago. And I did go on to work closely with both of them for many years, and still am, actually. And to witness up close what it means to be an artist. Johanna hired me as an AE, and I learned so much about editing from her, because those were the days when the assistant actually sat in the room with the editor and the director. Lynn Littman, one of my first films as an AE, and I was able to witness the creative process, the collaboration. It was extraordinary. And eventually, I was given the opportunity to edit documentaries, and I've never looked back. I've cut some fiction films, but documentary is my true passion. The challenge of having no script and to tell a story as honestly and yet dramatically as possible is what I love doing. But all editors are storytellers, and we work with all aspects of human experience and human creativity. We're writers, choreographers, conductors, painters, all while sitting alone in a dark room. But I've had the privilege and joy of working on some powerful, important stories with incredible directors, producers, and assistants, many of whom are here today. I always say I tend to choose a project not based on the subject necessarily, but with whom I'll be working and collaborating, because the director-editor relationship is so profound. And I've been incredibly blessed in my career to work with many of the best. I've been challenged and inspired by every one of you, and I thank you for making my life so meaningful. And I'm also so grateful to ACE. When I received the Eddie in 2001, and Mark and Deb are here, for Into the Arms of Strangers, I certainly appreciated how much it meant to be recognized by your peers. But over the years since, it's been incredible to serve on the board of directors of ACE and to work so closely with so many wonderful colleagues who elevate and celebrate our art form. Thanks to you, ACE editors, and everybody who's in the business of editing. Editors are invisible no more. Again, thank you all for this incredible honor. I'm extremely grateful.